What's up, y'all? It's your boy Birdman from the 5th floor, and we are live back at the Dress Code Podcast alongside the lovely Stylish Local.
Yes.
And today, we got a heavy hitter in these streets. A real heavy hitter in these. I don't just drag shit. I don't and up at the Dress Code, we don't just bring anybody up here.
Not at all.
All right? Y'all see what my man got on.
Period.
You got my boy Kyrie in the building. Round of applause for my nigga Kyrie in the building. Yo, bro. Yeah. Wait, actually, what you said? You said you wanted to start off with something.
We're gonna start off with a game.
Start off with a game.
We're gonna do a little fashion version of this or that. Have you ever played this or that?
Do I get to play too?
Yeah, of course.
Oh, okay,
of course.
Let's do it.
All right, real quick, straightforward. Vintage or new?
Vintage.
Ah, okay. Cowboy boots or a Chelsea boot?
Cowboy.
Chelsea.
I knew he was gonna say Chelsea.
You know I love me a Chelsea boot.
Cowboy.
Fall, winter for fashion or spring, summer?
Spring, summer.
Winter.
Wait, hold on, wait. That was too quick. That was too quick, because I hate the summertime.
So do I.
Spring, fall, winter? Fall,
winter. Too many layers. Like, I'm having too much fun.
I feel you on that.
Yeah.
I think because I'm a hater because I don't know how to layer. So I think...
True.
You do know how to layer. You just don't know it yet.
I do. Okay, I see where you...
He doesn't try.
I don't get to find clothes that can fit my layer. We gonna work on it.
We gonna work on it.
All right, so I'm gonna go fall winter.
Okay.
I'm gonna go fall winter.
Okay. Gucci or Louis Vuitton?
Gucci. Because I've never owned anything Louis Vuitton.
Got you. Nike or Adidas?
Adidas.
Oh.
Nike. I gotta go Nike.
Okay. A monochromatic look or a print mixed look?
Monochromatic.
Okay.
I'm growing out of the monochromatic look because of a lot of our guests.
Fair.
A lot of our guests
point.
have grown me out of the monochromatic look because I feel like in the hood, we grew up monochromatic, like, you know, matching this with that, with that.
Mm-hmm.
But now being so exposed to so much different people and different environments, it's like, oh shit, how you put that together? Niggas, that fur with suede? Okay.
Fur with suede.
Let's make it happen.
Prints, patterns, and colors are cool.
Yeah.
But it's about shapes and silhouettes now when we talk about monochromatic.
Okay, that's also a very good point. But just like what I was saying to JR before about you could have an all black look, right? But if you're playing with now you have your suede mixed with your silk, your leather, you got some feathers on, it adds dimension. You know what I'm saying? We get a little deeper.
It's also about the way the garment is constructed because you seen my padded shoulder blazer. Feel me? It could be a regular double-breasted blazer, but now because I have strong shoulders, I look more powerful.
Facts.
So
now let me a shoulder pad.
You know,
baby, I'm gonna eat that up every time. Okay, Fifth Avenue or Soho for shopping?
Soho every time.
Soho.
Okay, I knew y'all was gonna say that.
Because you get the best of both worlds.
Yeah, I feel like that.
Literally.
Saint Laurent or Celine?
Saint Laurent.
Nah, don't put me in that corner. You know how I...
Pick a side.
No, I gotta take a shot. Nah, I can't pick. Nah.
Saint Laurent.
Nah. Nope.
I'm waiting. Nope. TikTok friend.
You know those are like my two ideal creme de la creme.
You gotta go with Saint Laurent now because what Hedy Slimane is doing at what he did at Celine was not it.
You wait.
Towards the end,
He's not a fan.
We're not about to do this right now.
We're not gonna have this argument.
All right, I'm gonna go soft.
No, you pick what you want to pick.
I know because look how much Saint Laurent Chelsea boots I got.
That's fair.
Right. Well, that's a staple.
That's
a staple. That's an evergreen. That's never gonna go out.
Well, all right, we're gonna take it back to the bubble letter shirts and the bubble belt.
Well, that was an era. That era is gone.
But we still gonna keep it. If we're gonna pick a side, we gotta pick a side. If I'm gonna go,
we're going Saint Laurent because Saint Laurent is always giving sexy, super masculine,
absolutely,
super grown,
sharp shoulders,
short shoulder silhouettes,
sharp shoulder silhouettes.
We playing with sex on Saint Laurent.
Damn,
not just clothes.
I did a good job booking. I'm going in.
Copy. Okay. Ralph Lauren or Tommy Hilfiger?
Ralph.
Gotcha. I just want to see what you guys want to say. What's the test? Streetwear or high fashion?
High fashion every time.
Ooh.
But what classifies streetwear as streetwear nowadays?
Oh shit!
Because that's the problem.
Because the crossover, there's no like the crossover. The line is so thin now.
It's
Look at what Balenciaga is doing with their newest collection.
Don't upset me, please.
They got these sneakers that got heels on them. They got trainers with heels. In my opinion, they're fire.
Kyrie, please.
People are not gonna like them. But if you are avant-garde, high fashion dresser, you're gonna wear Rick Owens with Balenciaga. You're gonna mix. You're gonna mix nice flare denim shoe, flare denim pant, or flare slack. You're gonna wear it with the shoe. You're gonna wear it with the shoe.
What's avant-garde anymore now? This is
mixing.
The lines are so
avant-garde.
You can look at anything now at this point with these brands are dropping.
It's not that simple. Avant-garde is still a standalone, in my opinion. Avant-garde is always going to be that one piece that's constructed so differently, or it just has an effect that people just have to stop and stare every time.
What brand do you say has the best?
I mean, we're gonna say, it's the two staples every time. It's
Rick,
Rick and Maison Margiela.
What is the name of that dress that Rick made with that looks like literal blocks on the dress?
I know what you're talking about. I don't know the name
of it, and I was like, what the actual fuck? But also, that's the type of shit that gets people talking.
We have more people, being comfortable being aliens these days because of being able to enter into high fashion, but also have a great play on streetwear as well. So we can't, the line is so thin these days when it comes to streetwear and high fashion.
A little tricky.
To be a successful brand, you just got to have a good balance of the two and know how to make both of them like intertwine in a way that's commercially successful.
Right. Because it comes down to the commercial part, right? Because you still have to make people want to spend their money.
Exactly.
It has to be appealing in that aspect.
I'm going to go streetwear.
We just had, me and my girlfriend had a talk about that today too. What's his name? Dapper Dan. He touched on some really good topics in the last 2 days. But we going to get into that later.
Okay.
We're going to get into that later.
We're almost done. Kim Jones at Dior or Jonathan Anderson at Loewe?
Kim Jones.
Neither of them. Alessandro Michele at Gucci.
I heard the big tour.
I mean, yeah. That's
neither of them.
I mean, you know where I'm gonna go with it.
We gonna start. This is 10 years in the making, Alessandro.
We actually spoke about this.
The new stuff is cool. The new stuff is cool.
Wait, what that Sabato's doing or?
Nah, that's Sabato. We talking about? Because Kim Jones is out now too.
I know, but like, who would you just prefer?
I'd take Jonathan Anderson. He's just like insane.
I'm obsessed with him.
I'm obsessed.
I'm always gonna go Jonathan. I love Kim Jones, but like I have a soft spot for Jonathan.
I knew we was talking about favorites right now. That's why I went Alessandro, because what he's doing at Valentino right now is blowing my mind. Like,
so I'm still warming up. Yeah. I'm still warming up to him at Valentino. Him at Gucci. Iconic. I don't want to ever hear nobody talk anything about that. You can't say nothing.
You speak about this from day one.
But you know what it was about him at Valentino? It just felt so Gucci at Valentino. And it threw me because I'm like, I want to see Valentino with Alessandro's essence. If that makes sense.
I agree in a sense, but Alessandro is all about opulence, elegance, chic, but also bringing back like old bourgeois. Feel me? Like,
he is, yeah.
You giving, like, come on. We fighting conservatism now. We not dressing quiet luxury. We not dressing to, give off the fact that, you might have $1 billion, but you gonna wear Skechers. No. The bourgeois back in the day,
Skechers, baby.
They were layering like crazy, wearing different patterns on top of each other, wearing different colors all the time. A lot of accessories, 2 bags because everything can't fit in one bag.
Or just because you want to that day.
Or just because you want to.
I mean, niggas is wearing Birkin on a Birkin now.
Bro,
baby.
But the fact of the matter is nobody wants to dress the part anymore. If you rich, dress rich. If you rich, dress rich.
But also, do we have to get into the fact of like, what does that mean to you?
It is a subjective topic, of course. But I know for a maximalist person like me, for me, I got on mad layers right now. For me, I would love to walk into a thrift store, and this is the dream that they selling you. It's not just for Valentino. It's for you to walk in a thrift store, put a billion things together, and walk out looking like you went Valentino. That's the dream that they selling to you.
Look.
You know? So you could create your own bourgeois.
Oh, okay. So I was just getting ready to say. So it's pretty much you're creating your own. You're creating your own image.
Creating your own image. Exactly.
They're just letting you know that you can do that now, right? Because it's quote unquote
it's more
trending.
powerful than the clothes at Valentino and what Alessandro, like, y'all gotta watch his first collection in I think it was Milan or Paris, one of the two. But that show was iconic in my opinion. The broken glass on the floor, the models walking so slow, so elegant, and then you see the layers, the colors. The contrast, like you would wear an all red outfit, but then you got on blue shoes.
Yeah.
You know, like, and then you got on a fur shawl on top,
or a shawl,
and a hat with a feather, some pearl necklace. It's just too crazy to unpack. It's too crazy to unpack.
Him at Gucci was one of my favorite times.
Yeah.
I was highly inspired. It was just beautiful. It was beautiful, but. Just so we don't go on a tangent.
Yeah. Facts.
Last question.
Hold on. Y'all not just gonna shit on what Kim did for Dior.
I would never shit on Kim.
What Kim did was iconic.
We cannot shit on Kim.
It
got sketchy.
He got lazy, in my opinion.
I think when they're ready to go, they're ready to go.
They just mentally leave first.
Yeah, It
was a lot.
Okay. If you had to wear one brand for the rest of your life, what would it be? Crickets.
There's too many.
It's gonna be between. One. You know what? It's gonna be between. I don't want to.
Saint Laurent.
It'll be Saint Laurent or Saint
Laurent
or Saint Laurent. Greg Lauren.
Oh, Greg Lauren is tough.
I love Greg Lauren.
Greg Lauren is tough.
Yeah, Greg. Every day for the rest of my life. Yeah, it might be.
You messing me up right now.
Yeah, Greg Lauren.
I thought this was going to be a good ass question.
Too many.
Because I feel like
I'm going to have to go Margiela.
I love that for you, though.
I love Margiela for the fact that they have tabby shoes. That's number one.
You could
because I love a tabby. I love a tabby boot, Oxford, whatever, a loafer, whatever they got. But also their clothes is surrounded by layering too. You know, they got crazy patchworks.
Crazy patchwork.
No,
bro, I got it.
On their trench coats, their shirts, their sweaters, vests, everything. And pants as well. They make really good pants. A lot of people don't know that they make really good pants.
Yeah, that denim collection that they dropped.
It was insane.
Oh my gosh.
It was insane.
Oh my gosh.
But like their ability to be like, you a shapeshifter when you wearing Margiela. You could go wearing a crazy patchwork jacket to a charity event, a high society charity event, you know, and you still blend in. But you don't necessarily blend in because, you know, people have on a trench coat, but yours have on a crazy patch on it, and they want to know where you got that from.
Right.
And then, you know, it just starts like, different conversations.
Classic pieces, you know, but like with a twist.
With a twist.
So I got a question for you because I brought this argument up to quite a few people. Would you say that sometimes MM6 has better pieces than actual Margiela?
Absolutely.
You say that a lot.
Absolutely.
And I don't disagree.
And
I don't disagree.
Because when I go and I have a thing, I call it touching earth. Yeah. So there are days when I go to Manhattan, I have no intentions on buying anything, but for the love of the sport, I just have to go touch garments.
Yeah, I do the same. I do the same thing, bro.
What's going on out here?
I ain't rich yet. Feel me? But I like to go see what I like.
I like to go see what's going on.
And like the other day, I went in the Valentino store and I just started touching stuff.
As you should.
know, I ain't buy a goddamn thing.
I'm not gonna hold you. When you work there, you know, people be mad as fuck.
Yeah.
Like, you ain't here touching my shit.
But who cares? You know, it's about selling the dream. But apart from that, you know, MM6, you know, they just dropped a collection like yesterday.
Did they?
In Milan.
Didn't see it.
Yeah, there was this. There's this really big event in Milan for like dandies. You know.
Oh yes.
Yeah, you seen it?
Yeah, that's
it's all over social media right now.
That's the theme for this year too.
Yeah, and dandyism.
I'm obsessed. I can't wait for it. I hope it's good.
But yeah, people are doing collections there right now too. So MM6, they just dropped a crazy collection. Like the silhouettes, the colors, the textures, you know, just get into it. Sometimes I feel like Margiela's, you know, I feel like they just trying to cater to being different too much, that they not really hitting the mark sometimes, in my opinion. Sometimes you need the simple mix with the avant-garde. It can't just be too avant-garde. It can't be too out of reach, you know? Everybody needs to be able to connect with what you just put out.
We speak about that.
Yeah.
We've spoken about that before, where it's just like, not necessarily with brands, but with people, right? Where you try so hard to look different that you all actually kind of end up looking the same.
Right,
because
exactly.
everybody's kind of going the same direction.
Kind of the direction fashion is in.
And it's just like, that's very annoying to me.
You know, I'm going to blame it on social media.
Of course.
Most things we're going to blame on social media.
Everyone is getting too much inspiration from their peers. And
y'all don't know,
that's why the people that are dressing so different these days are getting inspiration from eras. You know,
that's where you
gotta go all the way back to the 1800s.
Go to your
You gotta
archives.
go back to the 1700s. You gotta go back to when people was just wearing, you know, like one piece of fabric as a strap,
draped.
Because you know, and that's why I wear these. I mean, this is
let's get into that.
Yeah, this is a symbol. This is a symbol of royalty. You know, back when there was kings and queens and civilizations and empires, this is a sign of royalty.
So let me reel that back in. Let me reel it back in, because I know I'm gonna let you fly. But let me pilot the plane. So we always talk about in fashion, when you're in the fashion world now, you have a respect for the craft, and you have a respect for the game, even if you don't agree with it, and even if you don't like it, and if you can't see yourself in it. I've learned over the years to definitely take that approach to the game. Bro, at any point in time, we can go on your Instagram and we know for a fact this man is going to have on a skirt. At any point in time. We know it's going to be there.
Got a couple lined up for Fashion Week.
I know you
that's
do.
Right.
I already know you do. So I need you to, there's probably about 3 steps to this conversation. What gave you what was the first thought that entered your mind into putting it on? What gave you the confidence to put it on? And how do you maneuver through wearing it?
As hypocritical as this sounds, I got inspiration from a pair.
I'm not mad at that. That's normal.
No, because I just said we get too much inspiration from our peers.
And that's
you
fair.
know,
but how far you take it?
This was 2 years ago for me, when I just got like fresh in the game and I wanted to, you know, spread my wings a little bit more.
Okay.
Because I already knew I was different. I've been different since I was a child, you know, feel me? Like I've always dressed different than my peers. So I'm like, you know what? Let me just take that step. And, you know, I already had an avant-garde shirt that had 3 collars, 2 on the shoulders, and 1 here. But then I'm like, you know what? Let me spice it up even more. Let me buy some fabric. You know, let me collaborate with my friend. Make me a kilt with the same pinstripes. You know, my hair was already spiral green, 2 shades of green. You know, and I had my Alessandro, he made these Gucci fur aces, the sneakers. Oh my God. I had my Gucci socks, my vintage Gucci watch, my vintage Gucci bag. The shit went viral, okay? Like, I was just having fun. And when I saw it on somebody else, and I kept seeing it over and over on my algorithm, I think they know what I'm thinking sometimes. Like, they could just sense your brainwaves sometimes. Because it's like, you talk about something one time and then just pop up. I'm seeing it over and over, and I'm like, you know what? I could do this better than all these niggas.
Period.
And I did it.
And did.
And I've been doing it, and it's just a part of me now, because now I feel royal every time I step out. I get the nasty looks, I get the stares, but I also get really nice compliments too.
Absolutely.
And I get people geeking over the fact that I'm brave enough to do this thing, you know, and be true to it. And, you know, sometimes some days is better than others, because sometimes some people will say something wild, and I'm like, yo, like, who you talking to? I'm from New York at the end of the day, all right?
Don't get crazy.
Fuck like, up in this skirt.
Yo, that ass. No, type shit. So You know,
hold my blouse, man.
Yo, it's funny you say that. It's funny you say that. I had to stop messing with some old friends of mine because they was making fun of me because I was wearing like handbags with my kilts and stuff. And I just had that breaking point when I was like, yo, you know what? Like, I'm not cool with y'all no more because y'all was the same niggas like amping me at first when I first started this thing, you know, and I tried to bring them on with me type shit. But like,
maybe do you feel like it was because you've been getting too much like good attention?
I think so.
Like that you were
I think it was a sense of jealousy and envy in it because, you know, a lot of people want their dreams to come true, but they're not really seeing it. And my dream, I am the dream. You know, like I became the dream. I'm going to Paris. We about to book another trip to Europe to go to another fashion week. So like, the dream keeps going. And then I got so many different plays that's coming up. Like, you know, I don't even post like that no more because I don't need to.
You don't have to because people are posting you. You know what? Eat the girls up.
Yeah.
Wait, I'm out of here. No, real quick. I saw a post on your page and it was talking about how you left your job at UPS.
Oh yeah.
To start doing what you do now. And I feel like a lot of people want to take that leap, but they're also scared as hell because it's like, you don't know what's going to happen.
The generational trauma that Black people have is so deep. It's so deep. Like, it's in our schools. It's from our parents, whether we like it or not, to admit. It's from our parents. It's from our schools. It's from us being redlined. It's from the communities we live in. It's from being able not to send our kids to a higher educational school because we in a zone, you know? Like me and my girlfriend was just talking about today, like we can't have kids in our neighborhood because of the schools that surround us. And we don't want our kids to grow up, you know, learning the stuff that they learning, part of my French. But, you know, I would love for my kid to get an Upper East Side education, you know? Internship at the end of high school or something, you know, but the generational trauma that we have is crazy. And, you know, it just translates into people wanting to chase their dreams. People want to be safe. They chasing security instead of chasing, you know, success, you know, and they're not realizing it. Sure, we need mechanics. Sure, we need, you know, people that work in the car wash. Sure, we need people that's baristas and all of that stuff. But we also need dreamers. There's not enough dreamers anymore. You know, people think they're dreaming because of what they see on Instagram. They want to replicate some of the things that they see. But that's people selling you a dream. That's not your dream. You know?
I feel like we have a lot of dreamers. We don't have a lot of action. Everybody dreams.
And that's another thing too. You know, even me, sometimes I find myself contemplating sometimes what my next step is, or like some days I need to rest a little bit more than others because I'm so tired. And sometimes being productive is doing nothing, but finding a balance between everything is like the hardest task.
Always the hardest.
Of being a creative. You know, I know you get up early sometimes to go shoot your content.
Boy,
you know,
I be on vacation 6 o'clock.
Exactly. With nobody on the street, nobody bothering you, but you got to get your videos. You know, maybe you do it and you be up the whole time because you got your clothes on already. You don't want to go back to sleep. You know, it get real deep when you really want something. Like you really got to chase it. You got to be hungry. You always got to keep the zeal to want to chase something, you know? When I first started with truck driving, I thought this was gonna be like my end all be all because you know UPS drivers make a lot of money, and I'm not here to shit on no truck driver, you know, because y'all doing it, y'all might be away from y'all families for a little while, but at least y'all bringing that bread in and y'all taking care of y'all business, you know. I wasn't with the 12-hour shifts. I needed time to work on myself, my craft, and figure out what I wanted to do because I dropped out of college. So I didn't really know myself. You know, I was still figuring myself out. Then when I realized how much I love fashion, like unconsciously, I wanted to be conscious now. like now I started a business. Personal shopping, editorials. Now we moving into a production company. I just got signed by a stylist agency. I'm going to different fashion weeks and going to big shows because I need to learn how to do editing. I need to learn how to take proper content so I could go to like Up Next Designer or Cast Vision and be like, yo, like I can do this, like hire me type shit. And a lot of people not giving out free game like that. But it's as simple as that. Come with the product already so you could show the people that you could do something. So it was just a leap of faith that carried me through. I'm very grateful that I believe in myself so much that I grew up in church. There's a lot of fear that you get taught in church, but I'm not saying thank God, but I'm not saying like I'm not. Well, I do thank God for it, but it's not necessarily a good thing. But I was very rebellious. I
see what you're saying.
Yeah, you see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I was very rebellious, and I always wanted to do my own thing. So I'm glad I carried that trait into being an adult. So yeah, thank God for that, because it made me realize how much I needed it.
If you weren't, you probably wouldn't be.
Yeah. So, feel me? I'm not grateful for it. I don't want. Like I wish I didn't do some of the things that my parents had to go through, like some of the lessons that I had to learn.
Yes.
Feel me?
No.
But it's part of your story.
It's part of my story.
Listen, let me tell you something.
I had to.
Let me tell you something. The last time I got locked up, it was October 1st, 2020. I think that was that was like my last arrest. I want to say. I know it was October 1st though, but I always tell people that was the last arrest that really shifted one of my most pivotal moments into my search for God and search for my spirituality and search for Christ and like really moving in the direction of dedicating my life towards Him. And I remember I was fucked up bad off of that arrest, you feel me? Like I'm laid out on the floor, I got fractured ribs. I've never had so many guns pointed at me in my life. You feel me? Moms had to come get me out. This is my mother's second time, got to come get me out of jail, you feel me? And you sit back and you look at, in the moment, you look and be like, what the fuck am I doing? How am I here? How am I in this position? Why am I in this position? I remember one time I got locked up and I'm laying on the floor and niggas just walking past my cell and looking over like, bro, man, the fuck you doing here? Nigga, I felt like such a loser. I felt like such a nigga. When niggas walk, and it's not one person, it's not two people. I had COs come in and trying to take pictures of me in a fucking cell, bro.
That's wild.
COs like, yo, son, like, yo, bro, we fuck with you, we love you. The CO, literally, I'm sitting. One time I got locked. It's too many times getting locked. I'm walking in, I'm sitting down. And as I walk past the cell, niggas said, yo, bro, man, I just sit there. I'm on the precinct on New York and Empire. COs coming, niggas say, yo, we got such and such. What the fuck you mean we got such? Niggas coming and poking their head. I'm saying all this to say that in life, you really, at the moment, it feels like I shouldn't be here. I shouldn't have did this. I fucked up bad. And you don't wish you, and you like, I never want to. Yo, bro, I thank God for everything that I went through. I don't regret anything, any type of friendship heartbreak, family heartbreak, relationship heartbreak, any type of, and I thank God for it all, because the saying that we take for granted is if it don't kill you, it make you stronger. Things that you say you will not get back from in a year's time, 2 years' time, that shit is nothing on your shoulders. It is nothing on your shoulders. Everything, and whenever people say, yo, I wish I did, yo, I thank God I went through this. I thank God I went through that. You feel me? I thank God I lied on that cell floor. I thank God I lied on that concrete and I had all those guns pointed at me, because it would not make me into the man who I'm growing to be now. You feel me?
Yeah. Perspective.
Yeah.
perspective.
So your rebellion is we gotta thank God. You gotta thank God. God gave you looking at it as rebellion, man. God gave you that spirit, like, boy, you bigger than this.
Yeah,
you bigger than you don't take you're not taking this authority. You bigger than this.
You know what? Yeah. It is a superpower, and I was gonna get to that. It is a superpower. Just like Kanye. Remember when they told him he was bipolar, and they was. Me and you both.
And I hate the way people do that, man. I hate it. Anyway, go ahead.
They were telling Kanye he's bipolar. He got diagnosed or whatever, you know? But perspective made him look at it as a superpower to the fact where he could be so many different people at once and still be so powerful. Like, it was crazy.
What person, right? Most people are never going to get a bipolar diagnosis and say, oh, dope. Like, our minds don't work like that. You know what I'm saying? Like, this nigga's a genius.
That's why it goes back to black people having so much generational trauma, in my opinion. And
people gonna call us crazy, but it's all right.
It's all right. It's all right.
It's okay.
But you know what? We need to learn how to take lemons. We were just talking about this today. We need to learn how to take the lemons that life has given us, whether it's our lemons, white lemons, French lemons.
Oh, that's right.
We need to make lemonade from ourselves, not their lemonade. We need to make our own lemonade, you know? And I was talking to my girl about this today, too. Me and my girl be having a lot of intellectual conversations.
I love that.
Oh, my God. So we were talking about, you know, what Dapper Dan said about, like, using the resources that people giving us to our advantage. And it's like, no matter how oppressed we are, we need to learn how to leave the situation. Because the end goal is to be free from their shackles, but we need to leave with something. And people are so focused on leaving that they're not realizing that they can take something along the way. These people already took all our resources. So why don't we take some resources and then leave? And then start, you know, have our own babies. Yeah. You know? Build our own brands, build our own Black America back. You know, these people that are getting so high in the industry, like the Pharrells, the Kanyes, the Virgils, you know, even the creative director of Doc Martens that just stepped down. You know, we could take some lessons from them, but, you know, it seems like they so deep into white fashion that we not seeing what they building on the side. It might not be as mainstream, but look at Off-White. Look at Off-White. While he was the creative director of Virgil, the creative director of Louis Vuitton, his baby amassed 10 million followers. We not really paying attention. Like, these people are really building their, like, making their own babies, making them walk, teaching them how to talk. You know, we not paying attention to what Black America and Black success is doing. You know,
I think the point that you made about, like, they're so, I guess, deep in white fashion that is all that everyone else sees.
It overshadows the greatness that they doing for us, and we not taking it and using it as inspiration as a people.
Yeah, that's a very valid point.
I think for the most part, we've been whitewashed by the label and
absolutely,
whitewashed by the label.
Absolutely,
we don't know. We
absolutely
we speak on this all the time,
but that's what it's about. Ignorance. We just don't know.
Yeah.
But it also is not that we can't find out, right? I think you have to
want to.
Yeah, you have to want to do the research.
The problem,
like, you have to want to find out and dig a little deeper.
That's the problem.
Because you're never going to know.
We need ignorance.
The information is at our fingertips. Literally,
it's literally right. Why you think they shut down TikTok?
Child.
We know too much.
Let me tell you,
but we don't know enough.
But I feel like that's by choice, though.
But that's generational trauma. We not looking up the right stuff. The information is all there. It's all there in the books. It's all there. Like, even these schools that we not getting great educations at, you know, there's a lot that can be learned there if we were taught to pay attention.
But on the flip side of that, though, a lot of the things that we should be learning, we're not taught in school.
Exactly.
And so, like, even down to our finances, right? Yeah. Like they didn't teach us shit how to do taxes, nothing.
Absolutely.
And then obviously whatever they want us to learn about our Black history is about a paragraph long. You know what I'm saying? Like we have to do our own research on the side. And then when you have children, you have to teach your children at home as well. And I think that that's a big thing because people are not realizing that you cannot just leave it in the hands of the school system.
It starts at home.
You have to make sure that your kids are like, okay, cool. Learn what they're teaching you in school to pass these tests and get the fuck out. Yeah. But when you come home to this house, you need to learn X, Y, and Z. You need to know who's this. My kids are reading the biography of Malcolm X immediately. You hear me? Like, I don't care what nobody got to say about it. Like, you have to know something outside of what school is teaching you because it's not the full truth. It's not our truth.
It's not our truth.
It's not our truth. So
it's not our truth.
It's a lot of information. You want to know what it? I can. And this revolves in all aspects of life, especially in a fashion podcast, so we can speak on it in a fashion sense as well. Ignorance is not in the know. So that's literally just what ignorance means, not in the know. So a lot, just like you said, a lot of us just, you can tell people the information is out there. I don't even know what the fuck I'm looking for.
Yeah.
Fair.
I don't know what I'm looking for. Exactly. They're telling me there's information out there, but where do I start? And it's so much it's a lot of gatekeeping, and it's a lot of hindering. It's a lot of, and I spent a couple bucks on this just to say, nigga, you ain't up on this. It's a lot of that we keep in our communities where we don't know where to start. I want to get into styling. Where do I start?
All right.
He's the man for
now
that.
I get to market myself.
There we go.
So,
segue.
Because of this, I'm working on starting a nonprofit so I can start teaching at schools and introducing kids to fashion. You know, a lot of kids in these low-income communities
pick my damn brain.
Don't know about chasing a dream. They just know about being employees and security. But you can also chase a dream, a secure one too. Because we can get you an internship.
Right.
We can get you a letter of recommendation to a nice school. There's so many avenues you can take, you know. But fashion styling, it could be a very lucrative business if you just pay attention.
If you know what to do.
You know, so I'm going to create a course that people could buy online as well. You know, intro to fashion styling.
Sounds just like school.
Exactly. But people really need education. It's not just about the service, you know. It's about education as well. So I need to be able to educate people about the process and not just showcase the end result, which is people just looking good after I'm done with them. You know,
in pictures,
in pictures, because people are wondering like how I'm doing this. You know, there's a whole science behind it. So I have to do my due diligence on earth. I think that this is my calling, my purpose. My true purpose is to be an inspiration. So I'm going to teach kids eventually.
I love that because a lot of, especially if you start at the younger grades too, because oftentimes you don't get exposed to it until you get to high school, really. And then sometimes, depending on your high school, it has to be like a fashion-based high school,
right,
like say Fashion Industries or something like that. I went to Murrow. I didn't go to school for fashion. I went to school for singing. However, I knew I wanted to do fashion when I was in high school. It wasn't until I got out of high school I was like, okay, I'm going to go like the fashion merchandising route. Then I went to college, and then that's when everything kind of started unfolding, and that's when I learned everything. And then my second, when I did my bachelor's at LIM, that's when I had to do internships to graduate. You could not graduate without doing internships. You know what I'm saying? So now that changes your whole experience because it's just like, okay, well, I'm forced to do this, but also it's very beneficial to me. Because what I learned at my internships, I take that with me everywhere I go. You know what I'm saying? So it's just like, I think it's a great idea, especially the younger you start, the better. Because these kids now,
what? I want to
touch on that.
We can run it back. You can run that all the way back to where you just said that, where you started from, where as far as they not have a lot of the kids now,
the YNs,
Yo, I love how as a generation we just all decided that we gonna call these little young niggas YNs. I find it so hilarious. But oh shit, where was I going? A lot of people, what am I trying to say? We knew what we were doing, we just didn't have a name for it. You know, we knew we were matching, but we just didn't know we were styling. We knew how to pick out clothes and we knew how to put it together. We didn't know that we were. It's the same thing like somebody hits you up. If somebody hits you up to put together an outfit, you just think if somebody's asking your advice, you don't even know that's a consultation.
Bruh.
You feel me?
I could have been so rich by now.
So it's so much. So as the young, when we're talking about it's a lot of things that they don't that we have to help them realize that this is what this is. What you're doing, we don't even what you're saying that you can't do, you don't even realize that you are
already
doing.
Yeah.
And once you stamp a name on it and you attach the name of it, it puts them. It not only puts the money, it's bigger than the money. It's the confidence. It's the I know. What do you do? I'm a merchandiser. Nigga, you put the mannequin together. No, I am a merchandiser.
And there's also different types of merchandising. So like
so it is
digital.
It's all different types of it.
It's
crazy. But you put a name to it because now you're attaching confidence to these things. So when you get into these schools, because you pick my brain, because that's something we're gonna talk about it off air. Is really looking back and saying, damn, I've really been putting that shit on my whole life.
Period.
If only I had some direction on what I was doing, who knows where I could have been with it? Who knows where I could have gone with it? Who knows where I could have started? Because what we just looked at as simple just matching, you're matching 5 outfits for I didn't go to private school, so you have to create 5 outfits for the week. You can't repeat shit. I gotta create it in my head. Bro, you just created a vision board.
Yeah.
And people don't even know how easy it is, because I know it was times where I would just wake up and be like, what am I wearing today? I didn't think about it the day before. Maybe the first day of school, I had my outfit picked out on the bed, ready to go.
Y'all,
but every other day, I was winging it. Every day, I was winging it to go to school. So I was a stylist before I even knew it.
Before you
didn't even know. The thing about it is, though, I think that it's our job as elders to make sure that the younger generation does not have to go through what we went through, right?
Absolutely.
They don't have to take the long route. They don't have to take the hard route. And that's why when I talk to even my sister, and I'm like, yo, I'm giving you the gems and the tools because I did it already. I went through it. This is for you to not have to go down that road. This is the easy path. Why you want to go through fucking hills and forests and waterfalls and shit when you don't have to? You don't have to. So I feel like with this, it's literally us giving them a clean pathway so they can start their lives early. We can set them up for success early. They don't have to wait until
this is our version of a trust fund.
Basically.
How I want to go about it is, though, is I'm very adamant about this, is I'm not bullying anybody into being a part of something to better their life.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
You know, because you got some people in life, and I hate to say this, some people have to learn the hard way.
They learn the hard way.
It goes sour.
Until it goes sour, they have to. A lot of these kids, they have to learn. Not everybody was meant for the cookie cutter path. Not everybody was meant to ascertain this information and really just have it down packed and just boom, 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 boom.
It's the hard truth.
It's a hard truth. It's a hard pill to swallow.
Sure.
It's somebody that was like, I was listening to it. It's gonna sound so fucked up. They was talking about like the crisis of like gun violence in America with kids and stuff like that, and trying to save the kids. And Son said it straight up. He said, not everybody's meant to be saved. Some of you need to die. Some of you need to go to jail. Yeah, not all of y'all are meant.
It gets that deep for real.
It gets that deep. Not all of y'all are meant. Some of you are so knee deep in. And it sounds wild. Gillian Wallow may hang me for this. It sounds crazy. But some people, and I agree, some people are just so... it's like, bro, how can I keep trying to save? Because at a point in time, you try to save somebody and you're literally destroying yourself.
No, you're gonna, you have to know when to let it go.
You go crazy trying to, you literally will go crazy trying to save somebody else.
We're only responsible for ourselves.
The
ultimately.
thing about being an educator, though, is that you can save someone, you know?
You can.
So, just like how you had your trials, I had my trials, you had trials, everybody had trials, but I can say we've been saved.
Absolutely.
We've been saved in an aspect, like we got our head on straight. We know what direction we want to head in. We know that we have an end goal that we eventually want to reach, and we need to instill that into the kids of society today.
Absolutely. And we have to find a way of it's so crazy now that we're at the age where we gotta try to figure out how to talk to them for them to be receptive. Like, damn, I thought we could just chop it up with these little niggas. Nah, we can't even just chop it up. Boom, boom, boom. Nah, you actually gotta like figure out. Gameplay's like, you the old nigga now. Like, nigga, I walked in the store and niggas called me Unc. I almost swung on him. You called me. I'm telling y'all. Did I say this on one of the? I'm telling y'all kids now. Any of y'all kids, any of y'all followers, y'all kids call me Unc, big homie, big bro, sir, mister. I'm swinging on them.
You're so stupid.
I'm not going. I'm nobody. I am Noah.
You can call me sir, mister, okay?
I am Noah, Max's, and Amina's uncle. Y'all niggas, don't call me nobody's fucking uncle. I'm nobody's mister. I'm nobody's sir. I am a YN too. I am still a YN.
One thing you gonna do is go for the team.
Yo, he is bad funny.
Not the boo-boo.
I am a YN certified. I am still a YN. Okay? I'm not playing with y'all.
Killing me.
I'm not playing with y'all.
I need you to have some decorum. Okay, can you please behave yourself in front of the guests?
Who are these niggas?
Who are these niggas?
But no, in all seriousness, like we have to definitely, and the most important part of this, to wrap it up, the most important part of it is to allow these kids in these is it disenfranchised? Is that the word?
I think so.
Neighborhoods that there is another way, another option outside of the norm, and it's okay to be different. I'm glad now that I'm actually happy when you think about it for the kids' sake that fashion is in the state that it's in, because it allows them and for them to be able to see it now, because we didn't get to see it unless you went to 14th Street, LES, Soho, Brownsville. You didn't get to see what they was doing. We always talk about this. We didn't get to, in Flatbush, we didn't get to see the different. Now these kids have the opportunity to see the different. So now their mind is exposed to it and they're less closed-minded on it. So now it makes it easier to try to show them, like, listen, if you like this and you want to do this, you really don't even realize how easy it is. You don't have to go this route.
That's a fact.
You don't have to do this. I swear to God.
That's a fact.
I swear to God.
Is there anything that you want to say to the people before we leave? Any advice, anything you want to share about yourself, your brand, your business?
All I could say is not about where you start, is where you're going, right? 5-6 years ago, pandemic, straight out the pandemic, I was driving trucks, you know, dropped out of college, didn't know what I was doing. I felt like I was lost, you know? Started living on my own, thought I was big, like, but I really needed my parents. And, you know, I had to learn the hard way, like Brumman said, you know, but luckily for me, you know, God just allowed me to see that there's a path for me, you know, and don't be afraid to, you know, walk into your calling, you know. Don't be afraid to walk into your calling.
Amen.
If God is giving you the signs,
amen.
If your friends are giving you the signs, your good friends, people not
really
the associates that you see and y'all have these little small talk conversations, your good friends that truly care about you, your family that truly cares about you. And even if you don't have anybody and you just have a mentor, listen to someone and listen to yourself. And if something is pointing at this direction for you to take this path, then take it. Don't be scared. Ooh. Don't be scared.
A word.
Don't be scared. Everything will work out.
A word.
Sometimes you just got to put your head down and just run through the fire.
Lord, bro.
You know, you don't even know that you got a protective suit on and you're going to make it through.
I love this.
Just run through the fire.
I love
every time.
She over there like my fucking man.
My man.
This is the leader.
Because if he's out
this nigga
speaking
finna lead the house
to a podcast Yes, audience, I could only imagine what he does for her in their relationship. And I love that for you.
That's my baby
love
right
that
there.
for you.
Yo,
love
you
that
bad
for you
funny.
too.
This nigga get the
baby.
biggest
That's
piece
my
of chicken.
My baby.
Starve the whole fucking house as long as this nigga get the chicken. I love that. And I love that you exalt her name, and I love that you guys have that connection and you have that bond, especially in this fashion game. It's good to have a foundation.
Oh, I got one more thing to say.
One more gem.
Everything is built on love, okay? If you're not moving through what God has made for you with love, not resentment, not feeling like you're deserving, like you just got to move with love every time. Love is the only answer in everything you do. You got to love what you do. You got to love the people that you around. Even if they prove to be people that don't have your best interest in heart, you still got to love everyone. You know, you got to love the game. Love the game. Love the process. Love the journey. You got to love everything. Your mind is going to be free while you're doing this. We don't need anxiety building up. You know, we don't need stress building up. Yeah. When you have love, you feel free every time. So just do everything with love.
Steak for dinner. Fucking chicken. Right. He's getting the biggest steak.
It's so crazy because I always say, like, do it with love or don't do it at all.
Don't do it at all.
That you just, man.
Yo, Kai, I want to thank you so much for coming up, bro. Like I say, I love the guests that we have because you guys leave so much gems and y'all don't even realize how much it may be a platform for y'all, but you don't realize how much you pour into us and how much you pour into the people on the other side of those cameras. And it's a genuine blessing to be able to say words and know that you're leaving an impact. You're leaving an impact in somebody's life beyond what they're wearing, beyond how to style, and beyond. Just this is something that could be taken into everyday life. So I want to thank you so much again for coming up.
Yes,
we genuinely appreciate you. Make sure y'all follow my boy on the gram. And this is it for another episode of the Dress Code Podcast. It's your boy Bro Man from the 5th floor, alongside the lovely stylish local. And we're out.